I've had some lessons with with another instructor, but I've never ever met you before. But I am familiar with the controls of the car because he has got the same car as you. He said today he was going to teach me to do this turn in the road.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Okay? That's what I said.
Did he really say that?
He did.
Hey?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Oh, dear. All right, yeah. Hello
yes,
there.
Yes, my name's Tony.
Nice to meet you. I'm your instructor for the day. All right. Right. Today we're going to do the turn in the road.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Now the thinking behind that is you've not done a turn in the road before, have you?
No.
All right. Yeah. I mean, what we're going to do is we're going to go and drive to a suitable location, and then we're going to try that manoeuvre there. Obviously under my control, but there's a few things really that we'll have a look at first, really. And the main things really when it comes to the turn in the road are good clutch control.
All right.
Really good clutch control, and big steering.
All right.
The good clutch control really is because we've got to keep the clutch. The car travelling at a fairly low speed, at old man's walking man's pace, whilst we're carrying out this manoeuvre.
All right.
All right. Now you've obviously done some clutch control in your previous lessons, have you?
Oh yeah. I've done some moving away and stopping and junctions,
Yeah. Well, we'll have a look at that as we drive down the road there, and then what we'll try and do is we'll try and translate that into the turn in the road. All right.
Yeah.
But we'll have a little move and we'll drive to a safe location. The other thing is with the steering. All right. What's paramount when it comes to the turn in the road? All right, it's big steers. Getting that steer on as quick as you can.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So if we're doing small steers, all right, then all you're going to do is get tired. We're not going to get the turn on quick enough. All right. So we'll practice that as we go to the location that we're going to do these these turns as well. Although I don't think you'll get out of this parking space now. Love the money. All right. So if you want to set yourself up in the car as you would normally.
Yeah. It's a bit handy and stuff in there, isn't it?
That's good.
Yep.
Good. What can you see in that in the interior mirror?
I can't see very much, but I can square the whole back window. I can see a bit of my head restraint, and I can see the corner of your window.
And in your right-hand door mirror?
I can see 2 finger widths, and I can see the sky at the top and the road come in the middle, and the sky and the pavement come in the middle.
Right, that's perfect. Right, we can start the car up. Right, if you just hang on before we go, Tony. Right, well, when we move away from here, obviously that car's pulled out in front of us there, so we're going to have to go quite carefully anyway. But I really want to see that clutch control as we move away from here. Okay, don't want to build up speed too quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, right. If you just put the clutch down there a bit, Tony. Right. If you pull the clutch too far up, what the consequence of that are we're going to shoot forward, aren't we?
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't know if you got told that in the previous lesson. Okay, right, so just put your clutch down there, and then you're going to have to get big steers in, Tony, all right? Now, do you know what you're going to do with a big steer?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's too small. Big steer,
big.
So pull and push, so you're going to, when we can get out. Now, so pull it back big, Tony, big, and then towards me. That's it. All right, because what you're doing there, you're making 4 movements when you can do it in 1 movement. All right. So if we were to turn right, you'd be pulling your right hand right down to the bottom of the steering wheel, and then pulling your left hand back up again to make the full turning. Okay. So we'll try that at the next one. Now, just get your biting point again, and then we'll just see that good clutch control again. Just nice and easy forward, right? What's happened there is you've just brought the clutch up too quickly. Okay, what you need to do is just bring the clutch up gradually, all right, keep the accelerator as it is, and then we just go forward at a slower speed, and then we just pull the clutch up slowly. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll try and do that next time. Okay, just bring it up a centimetre at a time until we get that biting point, and then we can just go forward. You don't want to jump off it like that, it's nice and easy. So as we go around the left-hand turn there, Tony, just show me a big steer to go around to the left-hand side. Show me how you do it. Much better. So what you find is when you do this more often, you get used to it, and that's why it's quite good to have your hands in the 10 to 2 position. easier to feed the wheel or the steering wheel from one hand to the other. Right, Tony, just need to get control of that clutch again.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Well, what you're doing is you're bringing the clutch up, putting the accelerator down and pulling the clutch up far too quickly. Okay, so what you're having to do there is just...
I can cover this, carry on talking, I can cover this.
Yeah, so if you're just taking your foot off the clutch far too quickly, it should be a gradual thing, you know. So just put, that's right, just like that, and just slowly...
Does it help if you keep your feet still when you do it?
It does help when you keep your feet still. So you just need to keep your foot on the accelerator, you know, keep that still.
Once the car starts moving, you just keep it still a bit.
Yeah.
Was that turning the road to you then?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
You're blind.
So just coming out of road here for a minute, yeah?
Yeah.
There's a couple of questions you didn't ask me, but you could be asking me on the move here when I'm not really doing anything, yeah? Have you ever done any reversing?
Yeah. Have you done any reversing?
Oh yeah, I've done a bit of straight reversing last week.
Right. And which way were you looking when you were reversing?
Oh, he said I've got to look in the direction I'm going.
Absolutely.
And we're going to turn right.
And you're going to turn right here, please do. So again, we're going to have a look at this clutch control again. Get us right down to Walkerman's pace, and just keep us. So when you get that biting point, just keep your feet still as you go around the corner. Keep your feet still. Keep your feet still. And again, once the cyclist clears through, you know, just find that biting point, and then just keep your feet still. And go for a nice even speed. Yeah, that was miles better. It's just keeping your feet still once you get that biting point, and just getting that that momentum going before you take your foot completely off the clutch.
And if we take the next road on the left.
And if we can take the next road on the left, please, Tony.
And this will be a super road.
And when we turn into the road, if you can find a safe, convenient and legal place to stop on the left, please, that would be great. And nice clutch control again.
Yeah, so I'm just going to roll there. Let's have a little recap on the drive there. Yeah, it was keep your feet still, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's really what you want to commitment, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there was no need to ask me too many questions at the beginning, but there was bits there where I wasn't steering and I didn't need to use my coordination of my foot controls, yeah. But that's a chance for you to ask me questions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have I ever done reversing? Because then you've got previous knowledge that you can go back and hit me with, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you asked me where did I look? Oh yeah, you said look in the direction that I'm going. Another good question to ask would be, how did you control the speed?
Yeah.
Oh, we said coordinate to these pedals, yeah? That make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so I'm going to go from there, back in the road.
Right, Tony, just going to get my book out here. Right, Tony, we're going to carry out the turn in the road. All right, just going to give you a short brief about what we're going to do, and then we'll try it. All right. If we start on the top here, there's obviously certain places that we can't do a turn in the road. You know, first place is obviously somewhere where the great big sign says you can't do a U-turn, which is in fact what we're actually going to do. We're not going to do it on a one-way street because that obviously means that we're going to be going towards oncoming traffic. Okay. Dead ends, you know, there's a possibility that that's probably the place that we're going to have to do the turn in the roads. because there's a lot of the time there's no turning circles. That are the problem.
Oh yeah, I live in a road like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a problem. And also, what we're going to have to take into account is the shape of the road. All right, it's probably a good time to pick up the shape of the road, really. But if you actually have a look at the road in front of you, you know, you can actually see it's actually on a slight arc there. That the middle of the road is slightly higher up than both curb lines.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, do you have any idea why that is?
Oh, drainage, isn't it?
It is drainage. All right, but in essence, it helps us a little bit in that when we're actually turning, going towards the centre of the road, we're actually going uphill slightly. And then once we hit the crown of the road and go down to the other curb, then we're obviously on a downhill slope.
All
Well, that's going to affect us massively with you know, putting on the gas to go towards the middle of the road. And then as we go over the centre of the road on the downhill slope towards the other curb, then we're going to control it by the brake.
All right.
Okay. Right. With this routine, we're going to carry out the POM routine as well.
All right.
You know, can you remember what the POM routine was?
Yeah. Prepare, observe, move. Yeah.
Prepare, observe, move. So what we're going to do is we're going to prepare the car first by engaging the gear, finding the biting point. You know, then we're going to keep our.
Oh, no, to prepare.
Then we're going to keep our feet completely still. You know, until we get across to the centre of the road, and then we're obviously going to let gravity take its course. You know, which obviously will explain, you know, about taking us to the other side of the curb there. The first thing we're going to do is I mean, the observations are very important as well there, because we're doing this at a very low speed and because we're turning in the road, then everything about us comes into play here. So our observations have got to be very good. And then obviously the manoeuvre itself. The manoeuvre itself is going to be from this side of the road. Our first turn is going to be towards that curb.
I like that car there.
Yeah, like that car there. You know, so we're going to be turning to the right towards that curb there. We're then going to be taking on the reverse part of the manoeuvre, you know, which then reverses back towards this curb. And then the third part of the manoeuvre, you know, with the road this size, I presume we should be able to do it in three manoeuvres, three moves, is then we go forward again to travel in that direction. There's going to be a couple of reference points that I'm going to pick out to you.
All right.
Okay. The first one's going to be on that side of the road when we take the first turn, and that's going to be the first reference point is going to be when I want you to start turning your steering wheel to turn against the turn that we are. So when we come back, the car's actually turning, you know, in the opposite direction, so it's easier to drive away that way. The second reference point will be the reference point that will put us close to the curb, because we don't want to mount the curb. Because if we mount the curb, then we could end up hitting a pedestrian. We don't actually even want the front of the bonnet, the front of the car to go over the pavement line, because, as I say, if there's a child there or anything, then there's going to be a few problems. Okay, and then obviously when we reverse back to this side of the road, there's going to be a couple of other reference points that we're going to pick up out of our back window. The first reference point is going to be when I want you to start putting on the opposite steering again to the steering we've got. And the second reference point is actually going to be when we don't want the back of the car to go over the curb, so it's going to be a reference point for where we want to stop, so we don't go too far. Yeah. Okay. Right. Should we have a little go at that?
Can I just take my coat off?
Yeah, of course you can. Thought you were making a run for it.
Sorry?
Thought you were making a run for it.
Yeah.
Right, are you set on?
Yeah.
You've obviously driven here, so can you just tell us what you can see out that?
I've driven here, haven't I?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I said. Right, Tony, if you can, what we're going to do is going to prepare the car.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to put it in first gear, right? Why is it important to put it in
so I
first
don't
gear?
stall in it.
Okay, right, so we're going to just, if you just put the clutch down on the accelerator, lift the accelerator up a bit.
A bit?
A lift, up the width of a pound coin.
All right, yeah. Yeah.
Just find that biting point, right? Just keep your feet still there, okay? Now if you just put the clutch just the thickness of a pound coin down. Good, right, what we're going to do is just thickness of a pound coin off the accelerator again, please. And just keep your feet still there.
Is that important?
It is important to keep your feet still, because that means that when we actually do start moving...
No, I mean, it's right, I've got too much gas on.
Yeah, well, The reason you don't want too much gas on is because you know, when we eventually do take the handbrake off, we're going to go shooting forward.
Oh right, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
the consequences of that are that we're going to go into the back of that Fiesta there
Oh,
if we're
right,
not
yeah,
too careful.
yeah.
Whereas really the manoeuvre we want to do is head towards that over there. And if we have the clutch too high up, then again it's gonna throw us forward into that car in front. All right, and if we have too little clutch, then we're obviously going to roll back because there's going to be no bite there at all.
Charge it out, yes.
Good. Right, so if you keep your feet completely still there, all right, what we want to do is we want to carry out this manoeuvre at walking man's pace, old man's pace. All right, so it is just a crawl, you know, as we put on the steering. Now we don't dry steer, you know, which means that we don't turn the wheel until the actual wheels of the car start turning.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, as we move off, you know, we're going to put as much steering on as we can across to the right hand side, and that means big steers, Tony. All right, as much as you can get on there, you know, as we're doing a very low speed, and then we're going to go across towards the centre of the road, where I'm going to ask you to cover the brake.
All right.
Okay.
You want me to go now?
No. And when I say cover the brake, you know, I mean
oh no, cover the brake means
and then I'm going to ask you to squeeze it the thickness of a pound coin, and we're going to come to a stop.
Shall I go now?
No. Right. So you're preparing to move now. We've got to do the observations.
Oh right, yeah.
Okay. Now because we're going to go over this way, all right, we're going to start the observations over your left shoulder.
All right, yeah.
Okay. So over your left shoulder, Tony, into your blind spot over there. Having a look all the way around here. What are we looking for over our left shoulder?
Oh, pedestrians.
All right. And if there was a if there was a pedestrian there, what sort of action would we take?
No, just wait and let go past them.
Yep, absolutely. So, what do we look at next?
Nobody there.
Okay.
Oh, there's nobody in that mirror.
Right. What are we looking for in that mirror?
Oh, pedestrians and cyclists, isn't it?
All right. And what's the likelihood? What would the pedestrian cyclists do if they come up and say? Exactly. So we've got to be careful of that. Where are we looking next?
Middle mirror. Nobody there.
Okay. Look straight on, right? Just
yeah, straight ahead.
Yeah.
Clear.
Across to the right, Tony.
Nobody there.
All right. What are we looking for over there?
Pedestrians or cars.
Yeah. So across to the right hand side.
Car in the driveway.
Yep. And then what are we looking at to your right and over your
Oh, in the right door mirror. Is that anybody overtaking me?
Yeah. And what about over your right shoulder?
Oh yeah, it's clear.
Have a look over your right shoulder, Tony.
Oh,
what can you see?
Oh yeah.
What are you actually looking at over your right shoulder?
I'm looking at that Fiesta that's behind me.
Yep, that's good. Right, Tony, what we're going to do now it's all clear. We're going to have to do that again there, but just have a very quick look all the way around you. All right. Yeah. Now, if you take your handbrake off and then get as much steer onto the right as you can. So big steer to the right, big steer, Tony. Well done.
Yeah.
All right. And when you get to the centre road, cover the brake.
All right.
Squeeze the brake, to the thickness of a pound coin. Just come up on the brake a little bit.
All right.
And then put the thickness of a pound coin on the brake.
Do I need to bring the clutch up because the car won't move?
Yeah. Just bring the clutch up a bit.
Do I?
Not now because we're in the centre of the road. There,
no,
no, you don't.
Oh, so what makes the car go forward then?
The engine is driving the car forward there. The old.
I've got the clutch down, haven't I?
Hey?
I've got the clutch down.
Yeah, but our gravity's taking us.
Oh, gravity, all right.
So gravity's taking us to the side of the road.
Yeah.
All right. So now, if you just stop there, Tony, if you just have a little look where the curb line is cutting into the car.
I'm just ahead of that door mirror.
All right. Well, that's the point when we do the first part of this manoeuvre. All right. I want you to start turning the wheel to the left, and not just yet until the wheels start actually moving. Okay. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just take your foot off the brake slightly when I tell you to, and when the car starts moving, I want you to put as much.
I don't take my foot off the clutch.
No. Put your foot on the brake.
What brings the car forward again?
Gravity.
Oh, gravity.
Yeah.
All right,
so just keep your foot on the brake for the moment. All right.
Yeah.
Now I want you to steer towards. As soon as we start moving, steer as far to me as you can.
All right.
Keep steering. Big steers. Big steers. And stop there.
All right.
Okay. Now that means we've got the left-hand lock on because when we're going to go back, then that's left-hand steer on. Right. Now you can put your handbrake on now, Tony. All right. Put the gear stick in neutral.
Yeah.
All right. If you see where the curb line's actually cutting into the side of the car,
a door mirror.
All right. Right. Well, that is your reference point for. We don't want to go any further forward because we'll take the front of the car onto the pavement there. And if we do that, then the likelihood is then we're going to overtake. We're going to knock somebody over that may be on that pavement.
Oh right. Yeah.
Okay. Right, Tony. If you put the vehicle in reverse for me.
All right.
Why is it important to get reverse?
Well, I don't go that way when I'm looking that way, do I?
Exactly. So we're going to prepare the car again, Tony.
Right, yeah.
So if we find that biting point, once you've got that biting point, don't move your feet. That's good. Okay, now we're going to do our observations all over again.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay,
yeah.
So have a look out your your right hand door in your blind spot, because we're going back. We're going to be looking at the back mirror.
There.
Okay, have a look all the way around here. What are we looking for?
Do I need to look down the road?
Yep, you need to look all the way down the road. You need to have a look on the pavement. Have a look all the way around here. That car seems to have stopped there. Okay, and then have a look in your blind spot over the left hand side.
It's all clear.
Okay, right then, just take your handbrake off and then keep looking back. You need to be looking over your shoulder, Tony, out your back window. Out your back window. And as we get to the centre of the road, just cover your brake. Now you need to look over your right hand, shoulder. Right. Okay, just cover the brake, Tony, because gravity will take us back towards it. Yep.
Back, yeah.
And now squeeze your brake, the thickness of a pound coin. Back we go again. Thickness of a pound coin, and just a little bit more, Tony, and stop there.
All right.
Okay. So where does the pavement cut into the back of the car there, Tony?
Into the back of the car.
Into the side of the car.
This window here.
Yeah.
It's about that far along the window.
Right. Well, that's your reference point for when we want to start turning the wheel. Okay.
Yeah. So when we move now, we just want to come back about that far, yeah.
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 You can use that as a guide.
So when we want to move back now, we only want to go back about that far. All right. But you've got to be steering at the same time, so you've got to be big steers going that way as well. All right. So let's do that. If you could look over your right hand shoulder, keep looking over your right hand shoulder, and release the brake pedal. And then steer, Tony. Steer. Big steers. Big steers. Big steers. And stop there.
All right.
Okay. Right. Now, if you engage first gear, Tony, or put the hand. Sorry. Right, just good observations all round. Look over your right shoulder, Tony.
Is she bothering you?
Not really.
Right.
Look over your right shoulder.
Yeah, so...
Look over your blind spot. That's between your head.
Hang on, slow down.
What? Do you want me to wave them through?
No, I've only picked up one reference point here, haven't I?
Yeah. Will I wave them through? Or
it's up to you.
Under my control, I'll just wave them through. Right, if you look over your right shoulder, Tony, and have a look at the curb where that cuts into the car now.
Oh yeah, just in the corner of that window.
Right, well that's your reference point for we don't want to go any further back. That's our reference point for stopping close to the curb. All right. The reason we do that is because we don't want to encroach actually on the curb where pedestrians could be, and we cause an accident there. Yeah. Okay. Right. Good. Right. If we prepare ourselves again, Tony, to move forward. So. If you engage first gear, Tony, why is it important to engage first gear? That's right. All right. So put our foot on the accelerator, find that biting point.
Oh, you mean prepare?
Prepare the car, yep. Good. Keep your feet still. All right. Then we're going to carry out our observations. So our observations are going to start over your left-hand shoulder. Anything there?
No.
All the way around. Anything there?
No.
All the way around here. And then just a very quick look over your left-hand shoulder, make sure nothing's going. Right-hand shoulder. All right, and then put the handbrake down. Just keep your feet still. Keep your feet still, and then steer to your right. Steer to your right. Steer to your right. And then come to a stop.
Do I need to check the mirrors?
Yes, you do.
I'll give him a signal, shall I?
Yeah.
Right, at a roll, I'll just take it back myself. How'd that feel?
Little bits weren't so good. Other bits were okay.
A lot of it was good. You're just lacking in detail slightly, yeah? Yeah, I would know what pump means. But I am going to have a little play around with the gas. All you have to do is come straight in, but you seem to take a long time to do it. It's important not to have gas too high, because if the gas is set too high, when the handbrake goes down, we could shoot forward, yeah? I'm going to have a little play with the clutch. And basically what we're doing is have a little play to see how you're going to jump in straight away and control it. It's important not to have the clutch too high, because the car's going to shoot down the road, yeah? Yeah, I mean, obviously, the fact that gravity's going to take me forward on the last bit, that's good detail for me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, so you can keep your clutch down now, Tony, ease off the brake, thickness of a pound coin, not a thickness of a pound coin, gravity's going to take us forward, yeah? Yes, that was the kind of information I was trying to get out of you there, yeah? Because obviously that understanding's taken place then, yeah? Yeah, observations were good. Nearly missed the second reference.
Yeah, I was busy worrying about. I thought she was parked there, but she was obviously just waiting for us. So.
Yeah, I mean she had room to go past us if she
Yeah,
wants to wait there. That's entirely up to her. She's got loads of room to go, hasn't she? That was the reason why I just said to you, is she distracting you? Because I was looking for the information on the second reference point. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll have the second attempt now, yeah?
Yeah.
And obviously you have put some money in the bank. Just realise how much money you put in and how much money you kind of were going to put in but didn't actually hand over at the counter, yeah?
Yeah.
And, you know, prompt me appropriately, yeah?
Yeah.
Windows work.
That's good. The water's done the job there. Well, Telly, we're going to have another go at this.
All right.
Okay, so if you prepare the car.
Bit of prompting.
Yep. Well, why is it important not to bring the clutch up so high there?
I don't go shooting forward, do I?
Exactly.
I could hit that green car.
We have too much acceleration there.
Oh, again, I could go shooting
Too
forward,
much gas.
couldn't I? Yeah?
Absolutely. And why is it important to have first gear?
Because I'll stall.
Yeah. Right, we're going to do some observations now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, where are we going to start off with the observations?
Middle mirror. There's nobody there. Over my left shoulder.
What are you looking for over your left shoulder?
Pedestrians and bikes all the way along the pavement here,
Yeah.
see in case they come out in front of me. Ahead, nobody there. In there to see if anybody's overtaken me.
Yep.
And over my right shoulder, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's clear.
You need to have a good look over your right hand shoulder.
Between
Right, and what are we looking for over your right hand shoulder?
Anybody in the blind spot, isn't it?
Yes, we are. Absolutely. Right. So if we put the clutch down, put the handbrake on,
Right.
and then steer, Tony.
Oh, yeah.
Big steers.
Yeah,
big steers, Tony. Big steers. All right, and then take cover the brake.
Yeah.
Then fix for a pound coin. Let gravity take it down, and then just stop where your reference point is. So if you have a look to the right, Tony, where's
Do you mean press the brake to the pound?
press the brake?
All right. Yeah.
So if you have a look to your right, Tony, where's the curb cutting into the car?
No, just ahead of the door mirror.
Is that where your first reference point was last time we did it?
I think so, yeah.
Good. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to, when I tell you,
Why was that?
why is that important to stop there?
Oh, isn't that where I take the steers off?
That is where you take the steers off, yes. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to take the foot, just the thickness of a pound coin off, and then steer towards me. So take your foot off the brake, Tony, and then big steers towards me.
How does the car go then?
Gravity's going to take it
Oh,
downwards.
gravity,
So
right, yeah.
towards me, big
Oh,
steers
yes,
towards
yes,
me. Let gravity, and then stop there. Because you've got the, is that your second reference point that's coming into the car? More or less where it was
the curb
before?
cuts in just underneath the door mirror.
And why is that so important that,
Didn't you say if I overhang the curb I could hit a pedestrian?
yeah, that's absolutely right. Right, if you put your handbrake on, Tony.
All right.
Right, engage a reverse gear.
Yeah.
All right, to prepare the car to move. And just find that biting point. All right, and then you've got to do all your all-round observations. Tony, where are you going to start with your observations?
I'm going to start with the right.
Start with your right.
There's nobody on the pavement. There's
Yeah.
nobody coming down the road.
Yeah.
There's nobody on the pavement here. They're waiting.
Yeah.
I've got to look over that shoulder, haven't I?
Yeah. Have a good look over your left shoulder,
All right,
Tony.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
look over, because you're looking out the back window
All right,
as you're
yeah,
travelling.
yeah.
So look
Yeah.
out your back window as you're
Oh,
travelling,
yeah,
Tony.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when we get to centre of the road, cover the brake.
Oh yeah, cover the
And
brake.
then look over your right hand
Oh,
shoulder.
right, yeah.
All right, and what happened? Gravity will take us back, Tony. So cover the brake, just press it, or squeeze it the thickness of a pound coin, and just ease ourselves backwards until you get that first reference point. And that's about right for the first reference point. And why is it important that first reference
Oh, that's where I
point?
take the steers off, isn't it?
Yep, that's absolutely
I'll
right.
take it off
So
now, yeah.
take it off. Just release the brake.
I'll just take the steers off first.
Yeah, no. We'll take the steers off as the wheels are moving.
All right.
Okay, so if you just ease off the brake, and then just start steering, Tony. Steer towards you. Keep steering towards you until you pick up that second reference
Oh, I
point.
need to be looking, don't I?
Yeah, you need to be looking. Pick up that second reference point, and then when you get that second reference point, then we can stop there. Okay, right. Why is it important to pick up that second reference point?
Have I picked it up?
Well, have you picked it up?
Well, the curb cuts in the corner of that window.
Yep, that's exactly right. Okay, so why is it important that the curb, we find that reference point?
Oh, I don't want the back end overhanging the curb, do I?
That's absolutely right. Right, you can put the handbrake on. Put it
I don't know why it's important, but...
put it into first. Well, it's important because we don't want to knock any pedestrians over. If
If
there was any pedestrians going up and down that pavement there, then the chances are then we would probably knock them over, wouldn't they? So if you prepare the car again, Tony.
All right, yeah.
Okay, why is it important not to put too much clutch on?
Oh, I don't want to go shooting into that driveway, do I?
Exactly right. So we're going to start our observations on Tony. So if we just see what this car's going to do to our right first, I would suggest. And I think under your control, Tony, if you want to wave that car through. Thanks very much. So we start our observations again. So where are we going to look first, Tony?
All around me now.
Yep, so have a good look over your left-hand shoulder.
Nobody there.
What are you looking for there?
Pedestrians.
Yep, and then what are we looking for all the way around?
Cars going down the road.
Yep, and then where are we looking?
Ahead of me to make sure there's no cars coming in, no pedestrians going down the pavement.
Right, good. Right, so as we're preparing to move, Tony, when we do start to move, get big steers on.
All right.
All right.
Big steers on.
So big steers, that's it.
Yeah.
Just look the way you're travelling.
All right, yeah.
Okay, now straighten up the wheel, Tony. And then we're going to stop on the left. Now you're going to check your mirrors and then consider a signal, Tony.
No, nobody there.
And then we're just going to pull up here and stop.
Okay, then have a breathe. How does that feel?
Yeah, okay.
You hate this one, don't you?
It's all right.
Hey?
It's all right. It should be a simple one, but
it's on the reverse bit there. You were kind of being a little bit cheeky, and you were getting me to go back and pick the reference point up, yeah?
Right.
And actually tell me where to stop, yeah? And then, because don't forget, I've only done it once, haven't I?
Yeah.
So, have you put enough money in the bank to take that money out?
It's a difficult balance, that, isn't it?
Well, it's not really, is it? Is you'll actually tell me where to stop, and then ask me where does the curb cut into the car, and then you have put money in the bank there. You could ask me, and why is that important? Because I did answer the first one when you got me to stop, which wasn't as crucial to take the stairs off. So you asked me that one. You actually taught me into that one, and then you said, now go back a little bit further until the second reference point comes in. Yeah. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was going backwards, where was I looking?
Yeah, I caught you. Yeah, you were looking.
Well, you did it looking for me, weren't you? Yeah. Yeah, watch me, yeah? Yeah? Just watch me, make sure I'm looking, yeah? There's no reason for you to be looking.
Yeah.
You know, just watch me, make sure I'm looking, yeah? Because telling me to look and me not looking is not good enough, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, just make sure that I'm actually looking over that shoulder. If I'm not, tell me to stop, get my head round there. You know, you're not going any further till you look. But you were looking for me. Yeah, right. And that's why you didn't really notice me until it was too late. Yeah. Some good detail in there. Some good information. Yeah, you know, by giving that detail about the gravity, yeah. Yeah, don't be. Yeah, take the mystery over from me, yeah. You know, when I'm across, you got me covering the brake quite nicely, so you got me nicely under control. You got me squeezing the thickness of a pound coin, yeah. But especially on the first one, I would really have liked to know how I'm getting from the crown of the road to the curb, and it's gravity, isn't it? Yeah. So because it's gravity, that means I can keep the clutch down, yeah. And by lifting off the brake, then you know gravity's going to pull me down into it, isn't it? And that way, you know, he's going to play along a lot better with you, isn't he? That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just remember them words, you know, gravity. You know, give them details on the first one. And then on the next one then, you've got more money in the bank. You know, you still tell them to cover the brake. Squeeze the thickness of a pound coin. And, you know, how are we going to get, you know, from here to the first reference point? Oh, gravity. You know, so how